Alrighty, if you're out and about, you may have seen bags of ploy mix, just like this one,
Thank you,
at
Vanna.
your local Hannaford or other local stores throughout the state.
You're such a good spokesmodel. This bag is made in Fort Kent by Bouchard Family Farms, a farm that, like many others in the county, started growing potatoes and then switched to buckwheat, all in an effort to make this ploy mix and keep its French-Acadian tradition alive. Our Hannah Yashivi paid Bouchard Family Farms a visit and is here with their story.
Good morning, Lee and Sharon. It's been 6 generations of the Bouchard family making and selling the mix to make ploys locally and even in other states. Ploys are a light buckwheat flour pancake that have been devoured for decades. And to this day, they're still used in meals as a substitute to bread or as a treat. It's a tradition, a staple, if you will, in northern Maine. One that's linked to heritage.
That tank is got the buckwheat in it, and that tank is full of oats.
Owner of Bouchard Family Farms, Joe Bouchard, starts off by planting fields full of buckwheat.
We take care of it all summer long. We harvest it in the latter part of August, whenever it's mature. I started a new process of harvesting it with a windrower called a swather. It has definitely helped me out in the yield and the quality of the buckwheat.
Once harvested, it gets dried on this mill to our left, located on Strip Road in Fort Kent.
Like I say, it's nothing fancy.
But it has all it needs for this small family farm business to make its product.
So this is the mill here, the actual mill. Picking up the buckwheat down in the basement, which falls in a hopper, nothing goes on the floor. And it picks up, there's probably 40 cups on here. And as that turns, the flour material will fall through the screen.
Got it. So are you bagging flour here? Is that what's happening?
I was bagging this morning, yep. This is where we take our finished product.
And just like that, we made our way through the plant, learning what it takes to make the buckwheat flour.
Once you have a bunch made, then you have to fold it by hand.
To this day, the French-Acadian culture runs deep here in the St. John Valley. Ploys are a big part of that.
You know, it started out with one bowl and counting however many strokes to mix it to make it the right recipe. And then we had trial recipes for probably 2 months, you know, well, a little bit more salt or a little bit more this or a little bit more that. Anyway.
They ended up with the original recipe his grandmother served. One that offers a rich taste of culture and heritage.
It's made with no eggs, no milk, no sugar, no oil. All you do is add water to the mix.
Joe's wife, Janice, says nowadays they're very versatile, eaten as crepes, pancakes, waffles.
Put fruit fillings, meat fillings, ice cream. If you ask any true French-Acadian, it's just butter. You eat it as a bread.
So before you decide how to try them with, here's a step-by-step.
For a cup of ploy mix, you're gonna add 1 1/3 cups of cold water. You mix it up really good, whisk it up really good, and then you kind of have to let it set for about 5 minutes. Kind of feels like paint when you're stirring a gallon of paint. But the trick is to put a couple tablespoons and spread it out thin.
Just like a pancake,
Just like that.
but they're much thinner. Oh, and something that you must know is that there's no flipping.
When it goes from the wet look to the dry look, that's when you know they're done. It takes about a minute to a minute and a half.
They'll slide off the griddle and slide into my belly.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Cheers.
They're buttery.
They're delicious.
They are delicious. They really are.
They are.
Airy, light. I can see myself having this with any meal.
With any meal. You can put pie filling in it if you want it like a dessert.
Ploys was an uncharted territory, you know. Now we have to advertise. We have to do shows, Boston, New York, Connecticut.
And the list goes on, all for this small family business to stay on top, and most importantly, for younger generations to learn that their main ingredient is history. And if you didn't know, Maine also has its own Ploy Festival. You can save the date because it's actually right around the corner, happening from June 22nd through June 25th in Fort Kent. The long weekend celebration includes making the world's largest ploy. A full schedule of the 4-day event can be found on our website and mobile app. And if you're interested in whisking out some ploys yourself at home, you can find the mix at Hannaford stores, Amazon, or you can simply call the Bouchard Family Farms and they'll ship you a bag. Lee and Sharon, I'm an expert making ploys, so I'll have to make some for us later
Yes,
on.
well, here you go. We've got the bag right here. Thank you, Vanna.